Could my Shiranui actually said that right? Could my Shiranui actually make it into Smash Bros 6? And why am I choosing this character or this topic to talk about is because obviously it does kind of determine how characters will probably make it into the next Smash Bros games. I mean, there's a lot of characters like, for example, even Dante and Virgil. Can they actually make it in? I don't think they're really so much an issue. It's more their music and all that stuff. That's more of an issue. But with Mai, obviously, that's a different story because if you know her design, then of course it's going to be a troublesome thing to have, and this doesn't just apply to Mai, it actually applies to a lot of other characters, such as even Chun-Li, who for some weird reason is never in the conversation about these things. That, or Tifa, or a lot of other characters. But for some weird reason, Mai, I kind of understand why, and here's also the little details if you don't know what I'm talking about. So when Terry Bogard was added as a DLC character in Smash Ultimate, of course, obviously a stage came with obviously KOF characters and a little bit of Fatal Fury characters, like Blue Mary and all that stuff, and so on and so forth. But obviously one of the characters, which obviously Sakurai pointed out couldn't really make it in because of its design, was my Shiranui. And of course, he said the famous lines, as we always keep repeating in the community, is Smash is for good boys and girls, which I kind of find this so hilarious because he's kind of a hypocrite in this sense, because if you look at Snake and even Samus and Brawl, you kind of understand what I'm talking about. Obviously, this raised a lot of questions on what characters like, hey, could Tifa make it in, or this character can make it in, and of course, it makes logical sense because after hearing that Mai can't make it in, it definitely limits the scope of what characters can actually make it in, of course, in that nature. Obviously, there's other factors like I mentioned, music, like for Dante and Virgil, and heck, even Raiden from MGS, because let's be real, that's going to be a hard one. I would actually say that might be even a little bit more harder to have over the likes of Mai, which is just literally like design, it's not even music, and at that point, what kind of everything would have to be like instrumental to a degree with Raiden, so it's like, yeah, there's definitely some limitations. If you do watch my videos, then you should definitely hit that subscribe button, as only 3% of you guys are actually subscribed, while 96 of you are not. If you have been watching my videos and just kind of forgotten to subscribe, then definitely do so now, as I try to make as much content on the channel as possible. So yeah, definitely hit that notification bell as well, so that way when I do upload, you get a notification about it. Now this of course can obviously change due to fan outcry and all that stuff, so who knows, there is a possibility that she could make it in, or a lot of other characters can make it in. But of course there's still that sort of barrier whether Sakurai would actually do so or not, because hey, there's some things that you just won't probably let up on, and this might be one of them. The funny thing is, there's another character that has the same issue like Mai, which is obviously Cammy. Obviously she got a new redesign, and obviously that helped, and could also possibly be in the next Smash Bros game if they decide to add Cammy, which is probably unlikely. But obviously with Mai, yeah, she got also a new redesign herself, which was in City of the Wolves. That design was definitely an interesting one, as it had a lot of debates in saying whether this is better than the original, or this and that, and could this possibly make it into Smash 6, or the next Smash Bros game, whatever it's going to be called. Now yeah, I'll be honest, this has a likelihood of appearing because it's a lot safer, but at the same time it still has some of the issues of the original. Still, it's obviously a lot more covered up than the actual OG design of Mai, but it still has the same sort of similarities and issues like I already mentioned, but still, you know, has a way more of an easy chance to make it in. And that's pretty much what I really have to say, because there's, again, not really much to say when it comes to this whole conversation. I just wanted to make a quick video about it. But if you guys do like Smash Brothers, or I guess Street Fighter and all them stuff, then definitely hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time.